Hey everybody, how we doing? Alright, checking my audio, make sure I'm coming through okay. I obviously have to focus this a little bit. Because we're not quite in... Oh, it's not bad actually. It's in pretty good focus. So I decided that this week I'm doing Pike. And I figured Grog needs a friend. Yeah, I think she's in a good spot. Except I was going to do something a little different because I wanted to... Let's see. I don't think I can get... the right picture up. It's supposed to be in the mix with this stuff over here, with the Vallejo and everything. We'll see if it pops up. Otherwise, an image will do. Add a new one. Oh, you know what? Let's make this a little slideshow, shall we? That'll be good for now. Add files. There we go. That's what I'm aiming for. Something along those lines. Yeah, I adjusted some stuff. Thanks. Let's see. Are we in a good spot? I think we're in a good spot. Yeah. Bop, bop. So this is Pike. She's way smaller than last time. Last time it was Grog. Grog is really big. Pike is really small. She's about half his height. Except she's wearing plate mail. So... my plan is keep her on a dark... Thanks! Yeah, I just did that. I was trying to put that together right before the stream. I was like, I want to show people what I was aiming for. So I grabbed a couple of images of a different character from a different game. One is from Splash Art and one is from Fan Art. This one right here with the leaning on the hammer. Miu96, I think, is a DeviantArt artist, and that particular person did that, and I was like, that caught my eye. It looks pretty cool. Maybe I'll work with that. So, we're going to start right off with... Do I want to make... I think I actually want to make this more of a tin color, or we're going to keep it a darker metal. So I'm going to start with this one. How do you say that? Hoyalata. Hoyalata. Tinny tin. Rainy tinny tin. We're going to do this because I want the armor to be a metallic, a dark metallic at that. It's what I did Tibbers. Not Tibbers. I did it. I tried not to. It's what I did Trinket with. So it's going to be dark like this, but I'm going to make it darker instead of lighter. So instead of doing the dry brush over it to bring it up a little bit, I'm actually going to do a dry brush over it. I'm going to do a wash over it. We're going to darken it up. Instead of starting with the dry brush, let's go with this sucker. Tutorial 1. You should not be autofocusing. Camera. Are you trying to autofocus? No, I don't think so. I think it was just adjusting for the light. And she's wearing full plate. So I'm just going to do a light coat over all the metal. Before I started tonight, I did a dark gray old GW foundation, old Citadel foundation paint, because I wanted to keep it quick. Yeah. Okay. I like it. Now I can call him Tibbers because he's different. Short for Tiberius Bear. Tibbers. We'll go with that, I think. How's everybody doing this week? Thursday night. Most of the week's done. Guys got projects you were working on? Everybody all set and going with their stuff? Getting ready for the weekend? Looking forward to it. It's been school vacation week, so I've been back and forth with my kid a lot. I wanted to get more work done on some of the commission painting stuff, but, you know, family first. It happens. It's not a big deal. Ooh. Is my stream all twitchy? Uh-oh. Yeah, I see that. Yep, I just refreshed it as well. I didn't stop the stream. Thanks for testing it out. I'll allow people to fix it pretty quick. Has everybody managed to refresh Twitch and get back on stream with me? Delirium is apparently on board. Well, so who do we lose? Who do we lose? Ah. Perhaps people at the webpage might have had a problem. That would make some sense, I suppose. Just trying to cover everything in this tin metallic so I can get back to it. Crank out some details in a little bit. Hey, first official camera bump. I just whacked it. If you guys can hear me all right, I think the microphone's in a pretty good place. It's fairly safe. And I'm coming off camera. Hold on. Yeah, I let the mic be a little bit higher up over here. I wasn't sure if it was going to pick me up the same way. I don't want to be super quiet like I was that first stream I tried. Alright, Pike face, come on. A little bit more. Sometimes plate mill or fully metallic minis are super fast to paint. So if that's the case and I get done with her, like base and all, I'll grab Scanlan because they're both pretty small figures, and I'll start working on Scanlan. But we'll see what I can do. Maybe get some details in it, maybe do some fun stuff. I mean, she's kind of got this Lord Soth looking crazy mace here anyway, so gotta paint her evil. We're doing an evil Pike. Maybe just more of a mercenary Pike, you know. This is what happens if Pike had gone full monster when she was in game. She had decided that she didn't want to be the goody two shoes. Scary angry clerics. Hey, if anybody has any input, or if anybody uses any sort of software for virtual soundboards or virtual mixers, I'm all ears. All ears. Yeah, she's got red eyes and the scarf is red. Let me get in there and try and get a better skin tone for her at the moment. We're gonna start. I got it. Oh, she got a mustache. Can you see it? I think I need to be here. I need to adjust my focal length. Just one moment, please. La 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 la. Configure camera control. Turn off the auto. It wasn't supposed to be on autofocus. That's one thing I've been having a problem with. It doesn't stick around. All right. After I turn it on and off, turns off the autofocus. See, I hit it right here. See on the lower left-hand side of her mouth. I popped her in the cheek with some of the bronze. Or the tin, so I've got to fix that, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Let's see. She's going to be very pale. Gonna probably do a couple of layers, so I gotta be careful down in here that I don't bury detail. I need to be able to see her mouth. And I need to be careful because I don't want it to be too thick, because if it goes on like that I'll see streaks. And if you see streaks on small details like around the face, then you start really losing the important bits of the face. I'll get back to that metal. I'm not too worried about going over that a little. It's a very pale color, so. Okay. Her ear is up here. I may have to go back and get those after I do her hair. Trying to adjust the light so you guys don't get as much reflection. So yeah, how's everybody doing this evening? Are we okay? Everyone's having a good week. Happy to be toward the end of it. Got anything cool happening on the weekend? Any plans? Anything fancy? Any travel plans or anything like that? Or are you just chilling out? Kind of depressurized from the week. Which is completely valid. Most employers at this point just expect way too much from employees and don't know how to manage their employees' time or set up something that's healthy, so everyone gets all burnt out. And then it becomes the employee's fault. But hey, whatever. Look at that. And I need something as a base coat. We're going to start pretty dark. Gonna make her an angry redhead instead of the black hair, instead of the brunette, because I feel like that would be a little too much. But will the cloth kind of take over? No, I can do the cloth in a different color. Make her hair look regular. Natural sort of color. We'll start with a dark crimson red, scarlet red. Less came out of the bottle than I expected. Working down underneath. That's her ear. She's very wee. This is a tiny figure. Here. Again, this is essentially going to be the base coat for the red for the rest of her hair. We'll bring this color scale up a little bit. But I wanted to have something to put the red over. Can I see her ear a little better? Yes, let's go like this. And let's get the little braids that she's got in the front. Try not to get too much of it on her face if I can avoid it. Mostly just hitting the edges, framing her face. Probably just got wet paint on my shirt instead of my hand because I put my arm down in it. Alright, a little more over here, trying to avoid the shadow of my hand. And I gotta tuck it down inside and get the bits that are down between her arm and her face. Yeah, like that. good. Again, just doing a base, doing something to put other red over. And I'm trying to get it tucked into the corners in here. Because I can always go and cover that with metallic as I work on the armor a little more. Yeah, that's good. That's good. There. Perfect. Yeah. All right. So this, if I'm aiming for Poppy, Noxus Poppy from League of Legends, I'm going to do a little bit of a dark tone, a really little bit of a dark tone in the eyes, because I would like to essentially give her kind of like an eyeshadow effect. I'm not painting the eyes really because they're super small. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this pick out a little bit of definition underneath. You guys see that? Okay. And I'm just going to tuck it in. So she's got her dark eyeshadow going on. Then I'm going to come in with the bristles from like the top. Draw some of it out. Dry off the brush. Clean off the top of the head. That'll do. Doesn't take too much. Doesn't take too much. Super pale skin tone, but we'll get in there with a little bit of wash around her mouth and nose and stuff. Kind of level it out a little bit. I am going to bring... You know what? Before I go too much farther, let's actually get a darker wash on the armor. Is this all my... Yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to have to clean that up. A little more of the dark wash. Like I said, this could be a quick one. She's just covered in so much metal. Now, once we get this quick shade layer taken care of and it dries, what we'll do is we'll go back and I will hit it with a little bit of a dry brush. Probably a gold or something. Just very faintly. I only want to hit the upraised stuff. She's got a lot of details on this armor. A lot of little grooves and crevices and ridges and everything. We're just going to go quick. Fully plate mail covered. Angry version of Pike. I was laughing because as I was typing the stream title in, I accidentally, for like the announcement, I accidentally typed. I corrected myself. but I typed in pickle. And I was like, it's Pickle. And I was like, oh, she's an angry redhead. She's like Pickles from Death Clock. For those of you that get that reference. So we're going to have a tinny, bronzy, coppery kind of Pickles Nickels armor. We'll have some Pickles Nickels. She collected them all and she hammered them all together. Ah, they are still Critical Role, but I'm going to paint her like Poppy, but I'm going to paint her like Noxus Poppy. How's it going, Cacao? I decided I wanted to paint Pike like Noxus Poppy, so that's what we're aiming for. Except she's going to be a redhead because I want it to stand out a bit. I figured black hair on nearly black armor. Yeah. Volley Trinket. Yeah. Volley Trinket and Poppy Pike. That's exactly what I got. All right. Moving up in the red scale. Gonna go back to her hair real quick. And I think I'm also gonna have to work up from sort of a brown for the scarf and such. So I'm going to move up to this hot orange for her hair. Bringing it up from a dark. We'll see how it goes. That was a little too much on my palette. Oh, speaking of which, one of the viewers mentioned that it might be cool to see the wet palette while the project is going. So I looked around and I asked some friends, and one of them had extra couple of the Logitech camera that I use. This one, so this Logitech camera right here, the main one, and if I can mount it properly, I can put it over the wet palette, and you guys will be able to see how much of a mess I make on the wet palette as we go. Should be fun. All right. Bright redhead, angry Poppy. Pikey Poppy, Pikey Poppy. Pikey? Alright. Careful over here. Just using the edge of the bristles to catch this bit of hair that's up in the front. Ooh. The black wash did it just what I was hoping. Can you guys see that? So it went into the cracks properly. So her eyes are black rimmed with white in the middle. So it worked out. Did exactly what I was hoping it was going to do. Gave her kind of an eyeliner. Not going to bother getting the darker red that's underneath that bun because it's underneath the bun. So obviously it's going to be shadowed. So that's fine. Yep, I do commissions. At the moment, that's my primary income. Or at least I'm trying to make it that way. I'm setting up a website with my wife for Chromomancer, Chromaman, Chromomancer, M-A-N-C-E-R. Chromomancer, color wizard. That's basically what it is. Not a necromancer or a pyromancer or a hydromancer or a geomancer. So yeah, absolutely. If you want to just send me a message, I think you can do it on Twitch. I also have a Chromomancer page on Facebook that's sort of in its infancy at the moment. But yeah, I'd be happy to. I've got a couple of these are commissions. All of the Critical Role minis are commissions. Necromancy, nice. I like it. All right, where am I going next? Are we going back to the armor yet? I think we're still a little bit damp in this bit down here. Let's see if I can clear some of that up, because that's on the cloth anyway. Can't quite go back to the armor yet, so we're gonna stick with the hair and the face. Hair's drying up all right. I mean, I like the color on the face. I mean, that's just about right. I don't know if I want to touch it too much more. Can I? Brush too big. Let's go back to my fine detail little bitty. I found that it can actually auto track. So I have it set to wash my face and keep an eye on me. See how that works out. It's been pretty cool. I have a third arm and another set of eyes that I'm using to watch where the camera on my face is pointing. Must have caught the motion out of the corner of your eye and been like, eh. A little bit on this cheek. Yeah. I want to do a little bit more of this. Up underneath her eyebrows. Yes, I am painting makeup on a miniature. I like it. And then, where's that little bit of red that I had? There we go. Now she looks a little bit more natural. Some eyebrows. Whoa, but I need to get a little bit darker underneath the eyebrows. I don't know why I'm spending so much time on her face paint. I just feel like it needs to happen. Come on. Oh, that's better. That's better. It's true. It really is. Alright, got the message, Cacao. Let's see, what are we looking at? Okay, armor is pretty much set. Except for in this little crack in here, which I'm just going to kind of move around a bit in the back. And then, alright, let's go in. I'm going to grab... Yeah. Gonna grab some of this hammered copper. No, that works. I got it. Message received. Let me know what it is you're looking for. Where's my dry brush? I'm moving the palette around because I tucked my other brushes underneath my... You guys get over there. Alright, Pike-a-doodle. So, gonna do a little dry brushing, much like I did on Tibbers. If you got Tibbers, Trinket. If you guys remember, I get a bit of paint on the brush, and then I do a lot of this so that most of it comes off. And we're gonna aim to be very light and circular, and what's gonna happen is it's gonna pick out upraised ridges. This is the part that Naffy was like, it's friggin' sorcery, what is going on, when I was doing it to Trinket's armor. It is kind of sorcery. It's great. It's a lot of fun. You just do it nice and light. You're just looking to have it kind of appear slowly. You don't want it to be too heavy. You just gently brush across, and it's going to pick up all of your ridges. You just got to have a small amount of paint on the sides of the bristles of the brush and stuff, as opposed to a lot, because you're just looking to get detail. Just the upraised stuff. Before I started tonight, and before I put the little base coats on, I did go after any of the flash and stuff. There was a little bit. There wasn't a whole lot. So it wasn't that bad. But there was some. I trimmed it down a bit. I took my little hobby knife and I just neatened it up a little. There's nothing wrong with that. Lots of people play or have played. Some of us have been playing since launch, and our best rating has been gold. So just because you've played forever doesn't mean you're good. I'm talking about myself. If you couldn't figure that out. Yeah. Okay. I like it. I like the way the armor looks. Nice. Alright, let's get some more on the mace. For the excellent clubbins. It's coming along. I like it. I like it. Hit my lamp that time. That's a new one. It did not hit my camera or my microphone. Cacao, I don't think I saw you on Tuesday. I finished up grog. This is my alternate grog. I do now. Yep. Thursdays and Tuesdays. Because it lets me get some more time on stream and it lets me get some more work done. I was very happy that he's got a bag of holding. So I painted the bag of holding like a bag of holding from the Dungeon Master's Guide. Back here. But yeah, he's all slightly different colors. I was very happy. I'm very pleased with the way grog finished up. So, actually a bag of holding. A DM can look at that mini and look at his stuff and be like, wait, is that a bag of holding? And you can say yes, as a matter of fact. Alright, give me some... Ooh, what do I do? Do I do red for the sash? I mean, the Poppy has red sash. And some of the artwork. But she's got, like, purple pants and stuff. Can I... Oh, man. Alright, Dillian, red or purple? You're mini. We're talking about this bit right here, this bit, this long scarf that comes off the back down here underneath that. I think that's almost all of it. I might do up here at the very tops of the metal bits, but her greaves go pretty darn high. Don't know how she can move around. Maybe I'll do this bit in here at the cloth color as well. Yeah, I think it'll look good. Let's hit it. Grab the bigger brush. Going for the number 1. How wet are these? That's usable. I was only working on it yesterday, so it's definitely, you can definitely use that paint. Water it down, mix it up. Love the wet palette. Clean the brush a little bit, get a little bit more in there for mixing. Yes. Alright, reach around careful here. Hey, Dad, you still in chat? I think last time you had said something about somebody recommending a series to you. And you wanted to say thanks because you thought it was cool and you started watching it, if I remember correctly. Just wanted a reminder. I don't remember who was on the other end of that conversation with you, but they might be in chat. All right, let's be careful up here with the purple base coat. Yeah, there we go. That'll give her another color to have as well, so she's not just red hair and bronzy armor. Let's get tucked into the neck. That's her shoulder plate. I'm not gonna touch it. Gotta get it from the top down though, so I'm gonna kind of turn her upside down. Get in there. I might use a smaller, well, hold on. I can do it. I just don't want to have too much paint on the brush. If it goes on super wet, it's gonna basically run, and I don't want that to happen, so. There we go. Boop, boop. It almost looks blue under that light on the camera. Trust me, it's purple. We'll get to an even better purple in a second. So who's got D&D coming up on the weekend? Who's got D&D on the weekend? I got one on Saturday, which I'm looking forward to. It's a monthly game. It got postponed a little bit last time, so we get to kind of get back into it, which will be a lot of fun. So that makes 3 of us. 1, 2, 3. Cacao, you got any D&D over the weekend? Got anything fun going on? Monday, Thursday. Next question, is it at a shop or is it at a house? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 of us. Cool. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit more in a corner because that's not a plate. That is part of the scarf that I missed. Being real careful up along the edge of the hair. Make sure I get underneath. Yeah. I wonder if I can get that to look more natural on camera. Huh. Mode. Bip. That's more blue. It's a little, no, that sucks. Let's go back to this. Probably not. This is the best I'm going to get right now. Is that... Oh, that's part of the plate mail. Okay. Oh, you know what? That might be a chain. I think she's holding up... Oh, she's holding it out. Okay, so that's a thumb for a gauntlet, and those are the fingers on the back of her hand, and then this is like a holy symbol that she's holding up. Okay. She's like, back up, undead. Get out. All right. Where did I put... right there. I want to do... Oh, you know what? Maybe I don't do this color. Yeah, I do this. I want to tuck it in the corner because I noticed I kind of overlapped the spot where the hair is. So let's neaten that up for a second. Get it down in the crack. It's the darker color. Okay. And... getting close because I didn't get all these spots with the brass, so we're gonna go and hit some of these bits real quick because I want them to show up a little bit better. These bits being her fingertips and her thumb. And let me get the edge right here. Her collar and the top of her pauldron. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Online works. I've done games in like Roll20, which is fairly convenient. Cool. All right, next purple down. Let's go for... Where was I? What was I doing yesterday? This one? And is there enough left for me to work with? Ooh, there might be. I used up most of it. It's not that it's dried up, it's that it's actually almost gone. Alright, come here. Now I'm getting most of the upraised portions of this, but I'm making sure that it's a smooth coat because ultimately what I want to do is blend it down okay. We're gonna make it brighter, don't worry, it'll come up. It'll come up. Make sure it's purple underneath the back where you can see it, although it's tucked up pretty far. Can you see that all right? Yeah. I'm gonna need a little bit more. Stay with me. Okay, so now we're gonna hit the scarf. Just gonna nail the top ridge of the scarf with this color. I believe this isn't Warlock purple. What's this one? Hexed lichen. Not like a werewolf lichen, lichen like in moss. And we're coming through here. Okay, get some of these ridges. Get the tip of the scarf. I might end up making that a slightly different color. Usually that's what happens on the end of a scarf. Ooh, I wonder if I should make it, I think white would be too much of a contrast. But if I could get a color that goes with it, it might look pretty good. Just on the tip of the scarf. Make sure I got everything down here. Okay. Go back with one more layer along this outer ridge because I want it to stand out pretty well on her back. Like that. Just gonna do a little spot right there. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. She's so nice. Okay. Alright, let's go back and grab some of the extreme highlight, which is Warlock purple. It's this stuff. The highlight on that is going to end up looking kind of like this. It's a similar color scheme. This is my own D&D character that I'm doing. I kind of customized him. Grabbed some floral wire, twisted it up, going to paint it like lightning because he's a storm sorcerer. I got the mini from Hero Forge. And I decided I was going to have some fun with it. I tend to do that with my stuff. I'll experiment with my stuff, whether it be how I'm painting it or what I'm doing or converting a mini or something like that. So, because I figure people have an expectation when they're getting their figure back, but I can futz with mine because it's more in my head and I don't want to make somebody mad. Alright, here we go. And if I make myself mad, I don't have to worry about having somebody upset at me. Just myself. I'd be like, ugh, that was dumb. Why'd you do that? That's going to start to stand out a bit more, which is nice. And I'll get this bit down here. And at the end, what we're going to do is a quick shade layer. Because I picked up some purple quick shade a couple of weeks ago to use on my Blood Bowl team. And it looked real nice. And I really dig this color. let me pick out some of the corners at the top of the scarf because I want this to show the folds a little bit more. So I'm not necessarily trying to get all of it. I just want this. I want the corners. Doors and corners, kid. Doors and corners. That's where they get you. Get in here. Pick this one up down here just a little bit. Just a little bit. Only the upraised ridges. And we'll get the tip of the scarf. Now that looks real bright when you're looking at it right away, but as soon as it dries, we'll give it a nice gentle quick shade layer and have some fun with that. Yeah. Yeah. I said I was going to do this chunk. So let me get back to that real quick. Because that looks like cloth. And it's between these plates, which would make some sense. Go. And get the purple in there. And let me get that crazy highlight color. Just gonna touch the edges with it. Okay. Give that a second to dry. I'm sliding my palette all over the place. I must be pushing on it instead of hitting the camera. I'm whacking the palette. Happens. Ooh, Cacao sent me a message. What's he looking for? I'll send you some info at the end of the stream. I'll pop it on that message board, or in that message. I need to pin it in my Discord as well. Once I get that up and running I want to have a subscriber Discord. I think it'd be really cool to have people chatting in Discord, seeing some of the other stuff, because sometimes I post some reference pictures in there, or Naffy will do some clarifications or something because she's cool. We'll work on it. We'll work from that. All right, Pikey Poo. What you got? Dry, dry, dry. All right, I'm going to go to her hair at the moment. I think I want to highlight it with some golden yellow. And I have an orange quick shade that I'm going to use. So let's get some golden yellow in here. Just a little bit. I'm going to bring that up a bit so you can see it and it stands out. Give her some highlights. Just want to make sure it looks good. So what I want to do is I'd like it to be a smooth coat. So I've watered down the paint a bit, but I'm also going to make it so it's not super saturating the brush. It's like going to be halfway between a dry brush and full paint. I kind of call it overbrushing, because you're kind of bringing the bristles down over and across the stuff you want to get the color on, but you're not using the tips of the brush to really get it like saturated. Just looking to kind of drag the bristles over and across. Sometimes you can roll the bristles on an old dry palette to lighten them up a little bit. I'm just going to bring them across the tops of her hair. So I want it to highlight it a bit, but I want it to stay looking like a natural color. So we're just going to drag it across the top. So we'll pick up some of the texture as well. You gotta walk kind of a fine line. You don't want your brush to be too wet, or else you end up getting into the cracks. And it's gonna look like a bright yellow to start, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that and I'm gonna work it down a little bit so that I can hit it with the orange shade, and that should bring it back to where we were, but have the cracks more better. English is God. My English is great, guys. It's my first language. Just looking to pick out some more of these little wisps of hair that are down here. Does she actually have a braid down there? No, I think it's just the tip of her hair that stops. Okay. So I want that to get closer to orange. So I'm going to grab the number 1 again. And I'm going to snag this. Sidell's Cassandra Yellow. It is made to go directly on and over yellow. That might be a little too much because it's a very small space. It's going to help me out a little bit by getting into the cracks. Clean this back off. Yeah, see, that works. Close that back up. Very nice. All right, let's get that purple. Yeah, he did. He did. He did get. Here, hold on. So he finished up. He's got his like hasty boots on, his Nike swoosh. It's a little hard to see, but the armor does actually have a lot of crazy ridges and details on it. So I got to finish up his base, but all right. Gonna do another quick shade for the purple. This one is the Druchii Violet. They changed Dark Elves to Druchii or Druchii or Drippy. I don't know. Droopy Violet. And I'm just gonna let this get into here. And what it's gonna do is it'll blend that down a little tiny bit. This will pick out more of the cracks. It's a darker shader, so it'll actually give a little bit more of a border between the scarf and the armor as well. And the pants and the armor and such. There we go. I'm just going to kind of massage it around in the ridges a little bit. Okay, now let's see if I can do the same trickery around her face with some of the soft tone. I just want to pick out like her mouth and the bit down by her neck and things like that. So it's going to be with my detail brush again, so I'm going to grab this one once more. Don't throw the mini on the floor. Okay. What I want to do is I want to start low and I want to kind of bring it up under her chin. This is going to push her towards a little bit more of a natural skin tone. I mean, she's super pale right now, which is fine. I like pale girls. But it's going to help me get some more detail. Fix your eye. I'm going to take a tiny bit of the dark tone. By tiny, I mean super tiny. And I'm going to try to kind of tease it in to the mouth. like that. There. All right. Holy Symbol. Holy Symbol's coming up. We're going to go with Glorious Gold to bring it up to that nice bright gold color. I will do a burnish on it. Hit the corners with some silver. I put way too much gold on my paint palette, but it's a good thing it's a wet palette. Otherwise, I would have wasted a whole lot of paint. Money, paint, money. Paint is money. Time is money. Time painting is money. Okay, there we go. Get this. Don't want to get it on her fingers. I just want to get the Holy Symbol. Where is... She's holding it up. This is the top of the Holy Symbol. Don't hit her thumb. Lady with a halo. Siren Ray symbol. She's evil, Pike. She's probably like, look, I stole a Siren Ray symbol. I took it. Yeah, I kind of want to do this. Couple of faint highlight, like gold highlight bits, just to make them stand out a little bit in a couple of places. Like not a lot of big ones, but just a couple of these lines I feel like could be a teeny bit brighter. I'm going to make them jump out a little tiny bit more and they'll look cool. So I'm sort of dry brushing over it with the edge. Getting the tips of her boots with the gold. Bringing that up a little bit. Tips of the greaves. Just a little bit. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Lovely. Yeah, nice. Okay. Alright, now that the gold is dry. Blip, 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 blip. Again with the quick shade, dark metallic, the dark one. Strong tone, what the heck is it called? Dark tone. Just want some detail to stand out in the Holy Symbol on her hand. Alright, mace time. Do I keep it to match with our armor? I think I want it to stand out just a little bit, so I'm probably going to bring it up into the solars. Maybe I'll leave the inside that color and bring the flanges out to metal. Mace time! Let's bring the flanges out. I got some leftover silver from yesterday. Thank you, wet palette. Law. Okay. So, DMs in chat, or people who have or tend to run games. I know Naffy's one of them. I know Delirium's one of them. Cacao, you one of them? You a DM? Or are you a player? Just curious. No judging. Mace time. Oh, bump the camera. That's only like 2 tonight, though. I'm showing improvement. Where is my... Which brown am I going to go with? Let's go with this one. I was just wondering what the game masters like to run in. Is there a particular world? Do they like to make their own? Do they like to run in some pre-generated stuff? Are they Forgotten Realms fans, Dragonlance fans, Greyhawk fans, Eberron fans? That kind of stuff. And I was curious to see, because I know the folks around here and what they have a tendency to like, and I was curious to see what Cacao was doing. If he was a DM, or if he was just a player, like myself. Do you have a preference? I'm a fan of Forgotten Realms myself. I have been since middle school, but I do enjoy homebrew worlds as well, because there's a lot of history that can go into that from whoever is writing it, and I appreciate the work that it takes to get something clearly defined that people can actually start really kind of digging into, which is cool. Speaking of which, I still owe a backstory for a character. So I gotta do my darn homework. Terrible at homework. Nah, they're good. Alright, Pikey Poo. I like your hair. I like your scarf. I like your armor. I like your holy symbol. I like your mace. You're the worst kind of player? Uh-oh. What does that mean? What in your mind is the definition of the worst kind of player? Yeah. That was random. Tabaxi Barbarian. Could be fun. Alright. I'm going to put the cap on Torre. I'm going to put the cap on the Itty Bitty Torre. And I'm going to foray into the older brushes. Alright. Off camera for a second while I grab... Oh, where did I put it? It was giving me trouble yesterday. Tuesday, rather. This PVA glue is old enough that the it's like all cracked and stuff. So it still has old Games Workshop logos, and I'm gonna cut the tip down a little bit more. Very carefully. All right. Okay, I can work with that. I hope. Just give me a little. That should be fine. Where's my glue piercer? Okay. Get out of the way. Wait for that to dry because I can scrape that off afterward. Old brush. Sidetracks and tire pirate buying hats or some shit. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Pikey, your little booties. They're so teeny. That's the best, though. Like, that's the thing about role-playing with friends is you make the stories happen. And in the time where you start talking about it later on, when you reminisce about those memories, it's less... a lot of the times it's less my character did this, or the characters in this particular story were cool because they did X, Y, and Z, and it's more of a we did this. Like, my friends and I, we did this. You're making the memory, which is the best part about it. So you take full credit with that shenaniganry. We are all clef. Ah, Pikey Poo. These rocks look so much bigger on your base. Wait for that to dry a little bit. Ooh, does she get purple? Does she get purple trim? I think she gets purple trim. I don't think anybody else does. Excellent. So let me get... Oh, that's not going to be enough. We'll do 2 coats. She gets purple base. She gets purple base. Get off. Pull the rock off. Get off. Yeah. Hey. There we go. This is just while I'm waiting for the glue to dry for the base. Nice purple border to match her lovely scarf. Look at that. I like it. I like it. So we started with Pike with a different color scheme. We were aiming toward Noxus Poppy. And I think she's going to look great. Yeah, look at that. I like it. I'm a fan. I am enjoying that mini. Checking the glue. I want to pull these big suckers off, I think. Or at least that one. It's too close. Too close to the rest of the mini. All right. I'm usually doing the dark brown, starting with the charred brown for the base. Now I've done charred brown in enough layers on the wet palette that it is no longer a wet portion of the wet palette. It is now a hard shell. But that's okay. I can work with it. Just get it really wet because it's gonna, you want it to seep into all the little kernels. If it picks up some of them, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. The PVA glue can be a little picky, so And if they're on top of each other and they're just kind of sitting there, then, you know, whatever. You'll see some of it. It'll come up. If it leaves a little bare patch, then we put grass there. Don't want to get her boots too muddy. There you are, Dad. Where have you been? I asked you a question earlier on. Something about a TV series or something. Somebody had suggested, and you looked into it and you thought it was cool. Couldn't remember what it was, though. Alright, wait for that to dry a bit. I don't think I have enough time to start on Scanlan, so we'll just chat a bit about Pike. I think she's usually like blue and silver. We essentially just staged down her color palette like a couple of shades to purple and bronze, or purple and dark metallic. But that works. She's so tiny. So tiny. She really is, like up to his hip. Oh, out of the light. Here, let's do it in the right spot. So funny. At least they got the scale right. It's coming along. We're coming along. We've got Trinky, Vex and Vax. I gotta finish up his base. Maybe I'll do that right now. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Gotta finish his base up, and then we'll have that set taken care of. Get out the way. Gotta clean my desk. Got rocks and paint all over it. Alright. How are we doing? Dry up. Dry up, dry up, dry up. Are those rocks on your boot? Yep. Flick, flick, flick. Little more, little more. There we go. Get out of the way. There we are. So, yeah. Next up, I would be doing some of think I'm gonna go to a little bit of this brown beastie and a little bit of this for extreme highlight, some bone white. So let's go to beast real quick. I'm just gonna do a little bit of it because I only want a tiny bit of dry brushing effect. Let's take this brush. Not an actual dry brush, just an older brush. Get a lot of the paint off of that brush. And gently bring it across the top of the rocks. And we'll get some highlights. Change up the tone a little bit. Okay. And then we do the same thing with the bone color. I think I still have some left over from last time. Okay. A bit more. I'm looking to just kind of tickle the edges with it. Just a little bit. And there are some bare patches right here and right there, and those will be great for putting down some static grass. So, get it a bit wet. Find the leftover PVA off the palette. Squish it around a touch, and we'll go like this. That's where we'll start. Put a chunk more over here. And a bit over here. Make sure this is rinse that brush off as thoroughly as I can for the moment. Grab the static grass bin. Bring it back over. Grab a little pinch of it and just kind of let it rain on the base a bit. You don't want to just let it fall and clump onto it too much at once, because I feel like it would end up really overdoing it. And I tend to run my thumb around the edge, so neaten up the corner. And then do a little bit of a blow on it. Helps it stand up. And voila. Pike is finished. Not bad. I was worried because she was so tiny, but I feel like she came out really well. Oh, let me get better into focus. Bang! Pike in your face. Once the PVA glue dries from underneath, the grass will look a little more natural. It does. It gets a little bit. You kind of see it through there, but afterwards it looks good. There we go. Yeah, I like her. And I like the purple. I really like the way the purple came out. I think it looks super nice. I realized I went over the edge of that base a little bit, so let me grab that mix. Got a little bit of brown on it. I need to make that come up a little. There we go. She's good. Pike done. Alternate universe Pike Trickfoot, otherwise known as Poppy. Having some fun with her buddies. Thanks for swinging by and hanging out. I appreciate it. And I feel like Tuesday will probably be Scanlan. He may be a little more colorful. He's got some crazy business going on and some clothes as opposed to just armor. But yeah, I'll see you next week. See you on Tuesday. Anybody who didn't know about it, Tuesday nights 8 p.m., Thursday nights 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Currently working through Critical Role campaign number 1. We've got Vex, Vax, Trinket, Grog, and now Pike finished. So next week I'll do Scanlan. I can probably get him done in one night just like Pike. And then on Thursday we move on to Percy or Keyleth for the main ones. And then there's Tyrion Darrington and Dodie. I think I'll do them last. So after Scanlan, we'll switch to one of the 2 tall kids. Excellent. Well, thanks for swinging by. May your paint go on smooth, and may your dice always come up 20s. I'll see you on Tuesday, and have a lovely evening.